Hi, boys and girls. We have talked about the textures in the sunflower. We talked about the textured centers, how they were so bumpy. We talked about the textured petals, and we had some fun texturing some paper with paint and all kinds of fun rolling tools. And we also created a textured center for our sunflower. Kind of looks a lot like the center of the sunflower here. And today we're going to start revisiting the idea of shape. We looked at the shapes of the petal, and you guys decided that they were kind of a combination of an oval and a little bit of a triangle at the end, right? So I want you to think about that triangle oval shape, or some of you said it looked like a teardrop or a raindrop, or an almond or a seed. So we're gonna create some of those shapes today with our textured paper. Now you're gonna notice I took my large paper and I actually cut it in half because they're really, really large to work with. After you cut it in half, you actually might want to do some more cutting. Cut it in half again, and then put them together and cut it again. I have 4 papers here. And if you cut the other side, you'll have 4 more papers. 4 plus 4 is 8. So you'll have 8 of these papers. You'll have lots of them to create petals with. And what I want to do is I want to show you how to actually cut some of those petals. I'm just going to take 2 of these papers at a time. And I want to show you how to draw on the back of these and cut petals out so you have several at once. So we're actually going to fold, I've got 2 of these together. I'm going to fold them in half so that I can draw on the white side. And I'm going to take my pencil and I want to make some really, really large petals because the center is really large. So I want to make some really large petals. I'm actually going to make them almost the same size as the paper. But I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to make that oval shape. And you're going to notice I'm drawing kind of light because you know our saying, draw light till you get it right. And then I'm going to add that triangle shape at the end, right? Now, when we were drawing these, we actually erased the inside of it, but we don't have to erase because we are going to cut these out and you won't even see those. Those will be the back. Now, if you want to get real fancy, you can draw another one right next to it, except I'm going to go the other way for this one. I'm going to draw another one. I'm going to add a point here, and then I'm going to go ahead and I think I could probably fit another one in here. I'm using the whole paper, going way out to those edges, and I'm going to add that point as well. So I've got those shapes with the ovals and the triangles, and I fit as many in there as I can. So this is going to be rather thick. You're cutting through a few pieces at once, but I want you to just cut on the line, cut those petals out, and you're going to notice that when you open them up, you have 1, 2, 3, 4. And if you do a little math, try to figure out how many I will have if I cut out 2 more of these shapes. So I had 4 there. I'm going to have 4 more. 4 plus 4, 8, in case you were figuring that out in your head. And then I've got 4 more. So I'm going to have lots of petals. Now, you have several more pieces of this paper, so you are welcome to cut out even more than that. Once you are finished cutting out your petals, we'll move those to the side, and you get to choose a background paper. You can choose whatever you want. I've got some different blues. I'm going to go with this bright blue. I kind of like that real bright color. And I'm actually going to start by putting a little bit of glue on the back of my center. Decide where you want your sunflower. It can be in the center, you can be up here. Remember, you were going to be adding probably a stem and some nice big leaves. So I'm going to put mine up toward the top. And I'm going to take a glue bottle. We're going to use glue bottles. It's real important that you don't open the big, fat, wide part. You just twist just the cap and you should be able to squeeze it and hear the air blowing out. Now, normally, I would say go around the edges, but in this case, I don't really want to glue the edges down. I'm just going to make a circle, maybe a little spiral, kind of at the center. I'm going to leave the edges empty. I can touch them without getting glue on my hands. I'm just going to press it down. You might want to count to 20 or 30, make sure that that's going to stay down for you. Now you've got all of these petals to arrange, and this is the fun part. You're just going to take just a dot of glue at the end of your petal, and you're going to notice I'm putting it on the wider end. The point is at the other tip right here. This is the outside of the petal. This is the part that's going to go kind of tuck it inside underneath your sunflower. And you can have some fun overlapping and arranging your petals however you'd like them for your sunflower. By the time you finish today, you'll have a nice, big, beautiful sunflower. Have fun today.